his 4th season at Penn. Aflakpui will jump center against Broder, and Penn will control the tip. We'll see a lot of man-to-man defense from the Temple Owls.
You think about Penn and you think about their win against Villanova. That's their signature game this year. Big Five, Tom. It's always tough. Always surprises.
They worked on that slip earlier today at practice, making sure that somebody looked out for Broder when he would slip into the basket.
Single coverage, interesting.
Here's Wong for 3, no good. Rebound for the Quakers. They'll reset the shot clock.
Long threes, long misses. That means guards get the rebounds.
Another 3 attempt. This one is good from the corner from Bryce Washington, who shoots 46% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's their best percentage-wise, and he's only a freshman.
So 3-0 Penn on top. Penn 10-6, but they've had a rough patch recently. 4 straight losses, 2 in overtime. Alston's 3 no good. Aflakpui the offensive board, and that is aggressive.
Whoa, that is a man's rebound there.
He averages 7.5 per game, which is 6th in the American Conference.
Scoring load, 3 guys with Temple. Much more diverse with Penn.
Goodman misses the 3. You'll see a lot of quick passes from the Penn Quakers. They don't let the ball hit the floor that often. Here's Rose, right side of the lane. And Broder with the rebound. Goodman in transition, leaves it for Wong. Shot fake toward the paint. And now they'll reset the offense against this man-to-man defense.
Everything goes through Broder.
Wong.
Broder.
Here's Broder with that hook shot. Fran said that they have to defend that because as the shot clock winds down, A.J. Broder will go to that hook shot.
It's over his left shoulder. He loves coming back that way. If you're defending him, you try to shade him the other way.
Pierre-Louis, low block, right side, fadeaway jumper, no good. A little too strong, and Aflakpui knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Penn ball.
It's a home team for Temple. These players know one another. Typically playing at the Palestra. And right now, this building is packed.
Yeah, the winner of this one is in the driver's seat to either win the outright Big Five title or a share of it. Now, the Big Five is Pennsylvania, Temple, Villanova, St. Joseph's, and LaSalle. And the City Series is the matchup against those teams throughout the course of the year. And it's been dominated by Villanova recently.
Yeah, and the Villanova guys keep getting all the banquet stuff.
Yeah, they do. Perry with the handoff to Rose. Free throw line jumper is good.
Wow. He's 19% from 3. But inside of 3, he is devastatingly good.
Over 1,100 points during his career here at Temple. 1-point lead for the Quakers.
Man-to-man defense.
Broder thought about that 3.
He will handle it every possession.
Double team down low, hands all over the ball. Up top for Goodman for 3, no good.
Well, Temple has shown not double team on Broder and double team on Broder.
Rose again, jumper this time a little too strong. It was interesting at practice. Fran Dunphy said there'll be times where we can double team him. There are other times where guys have to one-on-one play him defensively.
I think if you let him dribble 2 or 3 times, you're going to be in trouble. If you come late on a dribble, he's going to score over his left shoulder. Leads the team in points at 15, rebounds at 8, and assists at 3.4. So Broder is a gigantic part of every offensive possession.
Kuba Mijkowski in for the first time for the Quakers. Penn will use a lot of players. Now that corner 3 is no good by Washington.
3-point accuracy, very, very important for the Quakers.
Well, they coming forth to the Ivy League. Count the bucket for Devondre Perry, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Perry coming into your living room. That is one powerful guy. 6'7", 220 from Baltimore. Only 1 start last year, has started every single game this year.
83% for the free throw line, and that bucket is good. They'd like him to be even more aggressive offensively.
Yeah, we were talking about that, right? And those are the kind of plays that he needs to make. Nice defense right here on the point of attack is required from all good teams, and they have that. Nate Pierre-Louis, number 15. Very tough player.
Nijakowski for three, and it's good over the top of the outstretched arm. And it's 8-7, Quakers on top. Here's Pierre-Louis.
The threes are on the year. Temple as a team has only 6. Very, very valuable player.
Jake Silpe is in the game running the point for the Quakers. He wears number 3. No adjustments for Temple as far as its lineup goes.
They are hedging with Broder on the outside.
Broder got a step on Aflakpui but couldn't get the angle, and the rebound by Alston. Temple trying to take the lead. Perry motion the offense. Elbow jumper, no good.
Well, so far the wrong guys are taking shots because Alston should be getting shots and he's getting none so far.
Broder gives up the shot but then gets it back. Nice shot fake. This time he gets the angle.
Went to his right twice in the last 2 possessions. Temple needs a setup play right here. Horns up is the call. And this guy needs a shot.
He finds Rose for 3. No good. It rimmed out. Did everything but go down.
That's what happens when you shoot 19 from 3. They miss.
Antonio Woods brought it up. He'll take the 3 from the corner. It's good. No good. And a rebound by Perry.
Boy, Penn shoots 3s easily, don't they?
They sure do.
I mean, they have the green light.
Pierre-Louis got a quick first step. Tough under the basket, and he's fouled.
A.J. Broder's involved, Tom. Right here, passes off. And then gets it back. The pump fake and the drive to the basket. That is nice 2-man basketball right there.
Yeah, he's very controlled when he's in the paint. There's no doubt about that. He picks up his first foul, and here's Pierre-Louis.
Broder has a motor, I can tell you that. He gets after it.
He plays a lot of minutes. He's going to check out now as Gerard Simmons comes in. And Simmons will give Broder a chance to take a breather. And Pierre-Louis with his second free throw attempt.
Pierre-Louis 21 at Wichita in their win there, and 18 in the big win against Houston.
Yeah, he's been huge in the Americans so far, averaging just under 20 points per game.
All 5 guys be on the 3-point line to start the possession.
Goodman to Silpe in a traveling violation. First turnover for the Quakers.
Steve Donahue, how about that? 8 turnovers in their game against Princeton. That's the fewest they've had all year. Fran Dunphy is a guy who doesn't like his team to turn the ball over much either. They average about 11. You're usually going to win if you're in single digits.
You talked about the difference between these 2 teams, the fact that 2 overtime games for Penn and they lost both. 2 overtime games for Temple, they won both. It's the difference of breathing easy and struggling a little bit.
And I think Temple, in all honesty, has made key plays in key parts of games this year. Not only in those overtime games, but all throughout the season. That's why they're 14-3 and 4-1 in the league. And Alston has been in the middle of most of that.
Alston called for his first foul. And it's the first team foul. So Woods will bring it up the floor for the Quakers. Nijakowski outside, back to Woods. He'll step back. They go down lower to Simmons, and Simmons called for a traveling violation. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Quakers.
That's a good example of double teaming in the post, not necessarily because Simmons is a great scorer, but he might not be a good passer. So there's 2 reasons for double teaming in the post.
Yeah, whereas if you see it with Broder can pass out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're taking a chance when you double team on him.
And a traveling violation, point of emphasis, keeping the pivot foot locked. We've seen it a lot this year.
That'll give coaches headaches, I'll tell you that.
All right, so now this is the 3rd trip up the floor without Broder. They've turned it over the first 2 times without him. Goodman under the basket, swings it up top. Nijakowski for three. It's good. It's second three.
He averages 1.2 points per game on the year. He's got 6 already.
Well, it's a 5-point lead for the Quakers.
Junior from Poland.
Here's Alston, left side of the lane, fadeaway jumper. That was a tough shot. And Silpe with the rebound. Quakers.
Penn has got to feel confident here,
Yes. Here's Woods heading to the basket. Shot partially blocked by Rose.
That's 6'8" on 6'2".
Yeah, Rose is so long too
really
on his
is.
6'8". And Pierre-Louis travels.
We got 4 travels in this game already. I don't think I've seen 4 travels in 20 games so far. Underneath the basket, the cross-court pass. Kuba is loving it.
Yeah, that was a good look under the basket too. All right, so Penn gets it back. Rose will take a breather. Into the ball game for the first time is J.P. Moorman. Alani Moore is in. Damian Moore is the big guy in the middle, number 23. He's covering Jared Simmons.
This is Alani on the ball.
Here's Simmons for three, and a little too strong with the rebound by Silpe.
That's a third long miss, long rebound gotten by the Quakers.
Heading toward the 12-minute mark in the first half. Good defense by Moorman. Three-pointer from up top by Washington, no good, and Moorman with the rebound. Moorman, for a big guy, you'll see him come out beyond the arc and take a three as well.
Yeah, he had a great game a couple of games ago. I mean, 13 points, 12 boards.
There's the screen and roll going to the baseline. A little too strong with its momentum. Alani Moore with the rebound. Alston knifes through the defense, out of bounds. It'll be Temple basketball. 13-8. Penn is on top. This big 5 Philadelphia.
Players and player development.
There's Aflakpui who missed the gimme and then was able to get the other gimme.
He wanted to get an extra rebound in his stat sheet. Moore is trying to put some pressure on Silpe out front.
Do you like that?
To get Penn, yes, to try to get Penn out of their stuff. Make them do something a little different than they've been.
Here's Broder, who is open for three and tries to connect and doesn't. Aflakpui with the rebound. He was open once.
Shooting, I'm sorry, Tom. With Brody shooting threes, nobody's on the offensive glass for the Quakers.
11 minutes to play in the first half.
Ice cold have been the Owls.
Yeah, aside from that, Aflakpui bucket a moment ago. Here's Pierre-Louis. 17-footer is good.
That guy's an athlete.
You know, we talked about how good he is defensively, but he's ever evolving offensively as Alani Moore is called for the bumping foul on Silpe. Drew Goodman checks in for Penn. Quentin Rose comes back in for Temple. As Shiz Alston
There's
checks
really
out.
not outside shooting right now in the game for Temple. Nate Pierre-Louis needs to take a little control. Those pull-up shots he can get.
By the way, I said Drew Goodman. Devin Goodman checking in. Little screen by Broder. Broder down toward the left baseline, pulls it back outside. Shot clock at 10. Wong down low, backs his way in. One-handed shot too strong, and Aflakpui with another rebound.
Wong's more of a face-up guy than a back-to-the-basket player.
Here's
Love it.
Yep, Pierre-Louis, same shot as before.
Yep. He needs to take more of them. Nice push by Penn. Got Temple backing up.
Quakers have missed 5 straight shots. Goodman takes care of that.
Fran Dunphy told us he was concerned about the efficiency of Penn's offense. And they've been pretty efficient in this one. Blending in the threes with the drives.
I thought he was quieter today than usual at practice, but he did mention time and time again about the passes that Penn puts up. A couple of missed shots for the Temple Owls, and Broder with the rebound.
Smallest guy on the floor had an offensive rebound there, Alani Moore.
Silpe swings it up top for Wong for three, and it's too strong. And Broder tips it up, but Aflakpui pulls down another rebound. That's number 7 for Aflakpui.
Wow, that's about what he averages on the entire 40 minutes. He needs some help in there.
Mormon curling. He didn't have control of that shot. The shot clock didn't reset. It's at 16 as Temple will inbound the basketball. Pierre Louis will check out. Alston will check in. How important is it to get Alston maybe a shot here?
He's taken 3 shots, all 4 shots. Hasn't had a clean look yet. He needs to do it off the dribble some.
I thought it was interesting. Steve Donahue said that his defense tries to get guys to do what Shiz Alston does so well. As Alani Moore slips in and lays it in.
Yes, Penn tries to force you to take shots off the dribble rather than standstill shots. But some guys are better off the dribble, and Shiz Alston's one of them.
That was the first assist for the Owls. Broder double teamed. Silpe has it cut off. He gets it back. Spins and then lost control of it. And a foul called against the Quakers. I believe that's going to be Broder. It may be Silpe. We'll see. No, it's going to be Broder. That's number 2.
That's trouble. Decision time for Coach Donahue right here.
What was your philosophy on this?
Well, if a guy was smart, I would leave him in, and if things were going well, I might leave him in. And a lot of coaches automatic 2 fouls in the first half to go out. I think at this juncture of the game, I would take him out.
You have the lead by 1. Jared Simmons is at the scorer's table. Alston fadeaway jumper rims out. And Broder with the rebound. And a foul on Alani Moore. And we've reached a media timeout.
Alani Moore is the smallest guy on the floor. His defense has been very good, but he's fouling over at home. They celebrated like it was the national championship, so that tells you how important it is to these schools.
Yeah, and Fran was very close to the best today when we talked to him, Fran Dunphy, but when we asked him about the Big 5, that's when his eyes widened a little bit, and he said how important it would be to get another Big 5 title before he finishes up, as Simmons locks himself in and is able to lay it in.
That was an easy one. Three's not a part of Temple's offensive array so far in this game. 0 for 3. They haven't taken one in their last 12 attempts down the floor. This is the guy who can do it with the ball.
Pierre Louis peeks up at the shot clock. It's under 10. A little bit of a traffic jam. And he was in triple coverage there. That just wasn't a comfortable look at all.
No doubt about it. Good defense by the Quakers. Man-to-man variety. Goodman's doing a good job on Alston. His quickness, I think, is working to his advantage.
Yeah, smaller lineup out there for the Quakers. Goodman's 3 is good.
This looks like the highlights from the Villanova game. Very similar feel. Confident Quakers.
Largest lead of this first half for Penn. They lead it by 6. And a steal in the open floor by Goodman. He'll run the length of the floor and slam it home.
That guy's got some quickness, and he's using it defensively on Alston. Dunks one. Little guys always like to dunk.
Many little guys can't dunk. 8 points off 5 Temple turnovers for the Quakers, and that is Shiz Alston along the baseline.
But that was pure individuality right there. Shiz Alston feeling responsible to get his team back in it, and I get that.
Strangely, it's his first bucket of the day, and now Pierre Louis with the near steal, and he's out of bounds along the sidelines.
Temple averages almost 9 steals a game, so they're jumping in the passing lanes. Their field goal percentage defense kind of in the middle of the pack. There you see the 9.4 steals. That's 11th in college basketball. Very, very good. Fast hands, switching.
Shot clock did not reset. Now here is Simmons, who goes the baseline to jam it home.
I'll tell you what, with Broder out and Simmons in, they have not lost a beat.
Yeah, Bijikowski's really helped too. He's gotten some valuable minutes in this first half.
Yeah, how about him shooting the ball, huh?
Hamilton, that pass cut off by Goodman. And a pushing foul is called. This is the last play by Simmons along the baseline.
Well, this is pretty easy right here. There's nobody contests this dunk shot at all. Fran Duffy can be not pleased with that. 3 guys standing around watching.
By the way, that foul was on Goodman. Alston bangs it home.
That was a friendly rim that time, right?
Yes, it was.
We could hear it all the way over here.
That's that play that Steve Donahue told us about when we talked to him earlier today, that he does so well.
Yep.
That mid-range jumper. Yep.
Off the dribble, mid-range. Yep.
Bumping foul on the floor. That's 14 fouls for Temple. Quentin Rose called for his first.
Penn is doing an excellent job of spreading the floor and then taking the one-on-one if it's available. Everybody beyond the three-point line. See this?
Yeah, Jerome got a little lazy with it. It's a free ball. And Midzikowski saves it on the baseline and then falls out of bounds. I think he was indecisive, wondering if his teammate touched it last or if Temple touched it last.
Yeah, it looked like he slowed down a little at the end, huh? I'll tell you what, though, the steal is coming into fruition right here. I don't think that was out of bounds, actually.
24-18. Got a foul on the floor. I'm taking a look at the baseline. Dave Keats, our camera operator, is okay. He was got hit with that shot. There you go, Dave. That was a good shot, though. You stayed with it.
That is Dave's 6th charge taken this year.
We keep track of those things.
He's 3rd in the nation in cameraman charges taken.
Shot clock at 26. A 6-point lead for the Quakers. Here's Alston. Hamilton wants it down low. Instead, they come back up top. Temple averages 75.5 points per game. That is a tough pass. Hamilton just a little too high. I'm not sure if that's the design play they wanted.
I think they wanted the lob, but it was way, way too high. Temple's trying to get into the passing lanes more because their half-court offense is so not good so far in the game.
All right, watch this miss alley-oop.
No, this is a design play. There's no doubt about that. He flips it up there.
Yeah, you're right. Flip was behind a little bit. Foul is called on Perry. Midzikowski, I should say, will go to the free throw line. First free throw is good.
He's got a nice looking stroke.
He sure does. Max Rothschild is going to come in for the first time. We thought we'd see him more, but he's coming in for the first time for the shooter. Aflakpui's back in for Temple. And now substitution for the Quakers.
This is the glue guy, and this is the surprise guy right here. He scored a bunch of points. Rothschild was injured, missed a couple of games. Ankle, feeling better now.
Here's Pierre Louis, and he goes right to the rim and lays it in. There was no help defense there.
None. I think that's the cleanest shot they've had all game.
26-20. Simmons to the corner for Silpe.
Let's see what Max does on his first play. Little bump and grind in the post.
He got down pretty deep, and now a foul called on Perry. 6-point lead for the Quakers. They'll have some free throws when we return to the Liacouras Center. To colleges in Philadelphia. Here's Rothschild to the free throw line. And I think what John said is right. I think because Fran has been with all of these guys, this is a veteran team for Temple. They understand that Aaron McKee is going to take over after this year, but they want to send that guy out with a postseason berth somewhere, NCAA, NIT. Want to go deep into the American playoffs, maybe win a championship.
Well, they're 46 in the NET net, the new system this year. 4 teams in the American Athletic Conference have sites. Houston, of course, and Cincinnati and UCF. UCF won today. Cincinnati won today.
Here's Alston, 17-footer, no good. He's had a few of those that have just gone in and out. Penn playing without Broder, who we just showed you on the bench. He's out with 2 personal fouls.
Simmons has done well in his place.
Washington's three is no good. Outlet pass to Rose. Rose off the front of the rim. Loose ball and battle for it, and the Quakers come down with it.
4 guys from Penn got back.
I thought Rose was going to pull it out and sort of reset the offense and wait for his teammates. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Rose with 2 today. Alston has been quiet in this first half. Only 20 points for the Owls in the first half.
The guy who averages 20 is not near on pace.
2 on the shot clock. Woods lets it fly, and it's good.
How about that? He's not even smiling about it. Must be an everyday occurrence for Mr. Woods.
42 points in his last 3 games. Penn is 5 of 16 from beyond the arc. Temple has not made a 3 yet. In fact, they've gone 13 minutes plus since they last attempted a 3. Here's a 3 from Alston. It's no good again. It rims out. He fell to the floor.
A little fadeaway, if you don't shoot it high enough, hits front rim always.
You'd like to see him square up a little bit more and go after that?
Well, he
one?
squared up, but I think the defense just was good. Forced him to fade away a little bit, right? I think.
Under 2 to play. Rothschild cut off along the baseline.
Very experienced player.
Shot clock is down again. Woods comes sweeping in. This time he can't get it to go. And a foul called on Simmons over the back.
Woods measures this one. Shot clock running down. Terrific, terrific shot. You can see the shot clock in the upper part of your screen there. Knocks it down. Coming into this game, his last 3 games, he was 3 of 15.
9-point lead. The Owls only 20 points. 21 is the fewest they've had this year and a half. Alston behind the back bounce pass. Norman for 3. High arcing shot is good.
No spin either. Interesting.
That's what they told us today at practice. They said don't sleep on him. And a timeout is called if he's beyond the arc. Well, the use it or lose.
Big factor in the game.
Absolutely. They average 37% from beyond the arc. It's 4th best in the Ivy League. The Ivy is a 3-point shooting league. Rothschild, Mijikowski, 2 bigs in the game for the Quakers. Broder's on the bench with 2 fouls. Mijikowski way downtown. It's good. That's his 3rd 3.
Where has this guy been all year?
Well, he does have a sweet stroke, doesn't he?
From deep. Very confident also. Pretty tall also. 6'6", 6'7".
He's eclipsed his career high in points. It was 8 coming in, and now a turnover off the missed shot. And here come the Quakers. They'll fire again, and again it's good. Mijikowski is able to get that one to go down. It's the largest lead now for the Quakers, 35-23. And one last shot for the Owls. This is a little surprising that they've only scored 23 points if you're them.
No doubt about it. They have missed close-in shots. Taking it to the basket has not been effective. 3-point shot has not been there.
Shot clock at 5. Aflakpui with the catch and the lay-in. And that'll be the last shot. Well, not necessarily the last shot of the first half. 35-25.
Doesn't dazzle you with stats, and they seem to make shots when they really matter in games, but they look cold in this game, and they look not confident.
Well, that may get the confidence going. A quick bucket by Quentin Rose to start it off.
Yeah, and who passed it to him? Alston, right? Those are the 2 guys who need to make things happen. The 2 of them and Pierre Louis account for like 55% of the points on the year.
They cut off Broder, so he gets it back up top. Here's Goodman. Goodman over to the right side for Woods. Woods down low to Broder. Tried to clear it out. Stolen away by Rose.
That's his thing. Steals.
They average over 9 steals per game. Pierre Louis from the free throw line, no good. He had a clean look. Defender had slipped away.
And that's his shot right there, the pull-up jumper. He pulled the trigger. He didn't follow through.
Broder's been firing those during warm-ups off the mark, and a rebound for Aflakpui.
Penn is opening the door for the Owls right here. That is not a good quality shot.
And Alston switches hands, no good. Aflakpui is fouled, got the bucket.
Well, Alston is upset that he missed it. But Aflakpui there to clean it up. Keep it alive. Use the board. One of his better games. Without him in the first half, they would have been in the teens.
Well, he now has 10 rebounds. By the way, the foul was on Goodman. That's his third. And Aflakpui to the free throw line, just 55%.
6'10", 240. Not a leaper. Takes charges. 17 on the year. That's about one a game. The guards have been very, very good for Penn. Woods and Goodman. They've handled the ball well, haven't turned it over a lot. Rose almost had a steal there.
He did. They've cut this lead in half. 5-0 run to start the second half. Shot clock is under 10. Broder down low. Shot clock at 5. Wong up top, too strong. And the rebound by Pierre-Louis. So some open possessions for Penn.
That's shocking. They were so on in the first half.
Ball slipped away. And the loose ball is run down by Perry. And Perry has it stolen by Wong. Wong heading to the basket. He may have started his drive a little too early, but he's fouled by Alston. And he'll get a couple free throws.
Got a lot of want-to right now in the game. Hustle all over the place. Wong gets fouled by Alston. Young man from China came to the United States in high school. He will be part of China's developmental junior national team.
Got a chance to be really good.
He does have a chance. He's 6'10". He doesn't have explosiveness yet.
Well, that's his first bucket of the day. He's just a freshman.
He's had big games this year. 19 at New Mexico, 14 against Villanova, 23 against Miami.
He's at 6 games where he's reached double digits. An ankle injury slowed him early on this year. He is one of 4 players from China currently playing college basketball, and those guys are not going to be the last to play college basketball.
They love basketball in China. My son coaches in the CBA over there, and that's their NBA equivalent.
Is Alston from the outside for 3.
That's his first rhythm on balance shot in the game.
The lead is down to 4. Broder had an opening for a moment. Backdoor pass to Woods. Back to Broder. They swing it to Silpy for 3, and it's good. Rattled around and went down.
That's his thing. He's been around a while. Senior, 6'2".
Got of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Went to Cherry Hill East High School. There's East and West in South Jersey. Pierre-Louis to Alston. 16-foot step back jumper, no good.
See that fade there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's fading, but he's not fading straight back. He's on a slant a little bit.
And Broder, well, I think he was surprised he was that open.
That was way too easy.
And now the lead is back to 9 for the Quakers. The lead was at 4 a moment ago. 16:45 to play in the second half. Penn out of the Ivy League. Temple out of the American. Temple finding itself tied atop the American. Rose. Little kiss off the glass as he's driving to the baseline.
Penn did not help on the drive. I think they should until Temple proves they can make a 3.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Alston has the 3 in this half, but for the most part, they've been quiet from the outside. Broder again left wide open, and he's fouled going up. They needed that foul because it was an easy basket.
No doubt about it. 5 on the perimeter with a screen is giving Temple trouble. Silpy touching all of that rim. And then right here, the door is wide open, and Broder opens it. Oddly enough, Broder, as much as he is an integral part of this team, in the first half when he was out, they had more positive plays when he was out than when he was in.
Yeah, they were up 1 when he was in. They were up 9 when he was out. He converts there.
Michikowski's three-pointers were when Broder was not in, so I think that accounts for a lot of that.
And just chatting with some of the people from Penn at halftime, I mean, eyes were wide with that three-point shooting in the first half.
Did they know who Michikowski was?
They said that the coaching staff had hoped they would see that eventually from him.
Well, eventually he's here.
4 minutes into the second half, 9-point lead for the Quakers. Off the screen by Aflakpui. Alston sidewinds into the paint. That's a tough pass down low. Aflakpui was trying to set up to box out. And Alston is down and tied up. 45-35. Let's hope that Shiz Alston is up and on his feet momentarily.
Terrific team.
Yeah, last night they honored him with a dinner. Fran Dunphy was there and then went over to a gathering of his 1969 LaSalle team. So he had a busy night leading up to this ball game.
A lot of honors being bestowed on Mr. Dunphy.
44-35. Long shot fake toward the paint. Broder working against Aflakpui. Cut off along the baseline. Throws it up.
That's great, D. Aflakpui has been in the game the entire time, and he is getting some work done.
Pierre-Louis going right to the basket. Doesn't get the roll. Aflakpui with the rebound. That's 11 rebounds for Aflakpui. And Rose just lost that basketball. Long outlet pass. Here's Goodman. And it's blocked from behind. That'll be a goaltending. And it's 46-35. The lead is to 11 for Penn.
Sloppiness leads to this breakaway. Take a look at that. That's some elevation by Pierre-Louis.
How about that pass, though? The length of the floor.
On the money. Tom Brady pass.
Yeah, really. Under 15 to play. Aflakpui off the pass from Rose, and he's fouled going up. That's not necessarily a bad thing because he doesn't shoot free throws all that well. He's made his one today. That's the third foul, though, on Broder, so that's the only part of it that's bad.
They played without Broder successfully, and the guy who did all the damage, Michikowski, who had 14 in the first half, has not played in the second half.
Yes, Simmons is at the free throw line as Aflakpui switches his first free throw home. How long would you sit Broder here now? I mean, you've got the lead by 10. You could be conservative with them.
Well, you know, I'm thinking if I'm Donahue, we played fine without him. Fine without him in the first half. So sit him for a while, see how it develops. If things start getting close, then you bring him back in.
Good free throw shooting for Aflakpui. He's made all three. It's now 46-37. He'll check out for a moment. J.P. Mormon checks in.
So they go small, and they're trying to go full court pressure here. Alani Moore is a guy who can put pressure on people. Number 0, smallest guy on the floor. Penn will try to go backdoor here.
Simmons to Silpy, almost stolen by Rose. Wong up top, looking for the screen. Now goes with the pass for Simmons. Woods, shot clock under 10. Back to Silpy. Got some daylight under the basket. Has it kicked out of bounds. And they're going to reset the shot clock because of that kick to 20, which is a huge break for Penn.
No doubt about it. It was down to 4. And Silpy was in trouble.
Yeah, the inbounds to Wong. They had to work on that play defensively. Temple did for at least 15 minutes today off the inbounds. That and working against zone defense, which hurt them last year against Penn. Shot clock down to 5.
Penn has not played zone. Oh, man.
Nope. And Silpy is bumped along the perimeter with 3 on the shot clock.
2 possessions in a row. The shot clock gets to 4 and 3. And right here, and foul totally unnecessary here. Michikowski enters.
Yes.
Wong goes to the bench.
So let's see if he can keep his hot shooting. Sometimes shooters, when they have some time off, they cool off.
Well, the assistant coaches from Temple should be screaming right now, get on 22. And it looks like Perry will draw the assignment.
Woods leaves it down low for Simmons, who jams it home. And the lead is back to 11. Penn has led for over 25 minutes of this game. The lead got down to 4 to begin the second half, but now it's back to 11. Rose, a sweet stroke from the elbow.
I like the way Penn is playing with the lead. You know, sometimes you get a little, you're way ahead, you start slowing things down. Here they get a travel. Let's take a look at this play right here. We're going to get a pick and roll right here, and we're going to get this to the basket, and the pass, it's going to be easy as can be. No help, nowhere. And an easy finish.
Should that have been Perry coming over to help on that side?
You know, yes, but, you know, you want to pressure the passer a little more so the pass can't be that accurate.
Perry may have gotten away with a travel there. Rose sweeps it and lays it in.
2 plays in a row for Quentin Rose that are more his style. Drives to the basket, shots in the lane.
Rose now with 10 points at a timeout called by Steve Donahue.
Quentin Rose needs to take it.
48-41. What else you have there, John Triffin?
Well, give you an idea just what kind of guy Fran Dunphy is. When Temple asked him if he wanted to get the job back in 2006, before he took the job, he actually met with John Chaney and asked for his blessing in order to get the job. And he said over that lunch, they didn't really eat much, but they met for about 2 hours. And during that conversation, he said Chaney spoke for about an hour and 58 minutes, and he only spoke for 2 minutes. But he said that's the way it should have been.
Oh, and so deadpan when he tells those stories, too. 5th coach to win 200 games at 2 different Division I schools. And now after the bucket by Penn, an open possession for Temple, the lead is 9. And that's too easy. Once Goodman slipped away from the defender, he's able to lay it in.
A lot of easy layups for the Quakers in this one.
Penn is 6 of 9 from the floor in this second half. Temple's not bad. They've only missed 2 extra shots. Pierre Louis from 17, no good. And a rebound by Goodman. Here comes Goodman.
The threat of the 3 leaves lanes wide open for driving.
52-41. Broder goes right in and lays it in.
Where is the help, Owls? Don't see it. Guys are playing slow right now, and Coach Dunphy does not like what he's seeing.
54-41.
On offense. They are 7 for 10 from the field in the second half. Most of those are layups that are uncontested.
If Penn wins this game, then they've clinched at least a share of the Big 5 title, and they would win the outright Big 5 championship if they beat St. Joseph's later on this week. That's a huge feat for the Quakers, considering Villanova is coming off a national championship.
You got the Big East, you got the Ivy, you got the AAC, and you got 2 Atlantic 10 teams.
Yep. Here's Alston to Mormon. Mormon into the paint, lays it in, going strong to the rim.
When you're this far behind, a lot of time left, obviously, but you got to get stops. Maybe a little zone.
Just to change the look up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're running their stuff. They're not having any problem getting the ball wherever they want right now.
Broder underneath, got some separation, and couldn't get it to go down. Mormon with the rebound. Here comes Pierre Louis. 10.5 to play. Pierre Louis to Aflakpui. Got his bearings. Caught underneath. Trying to force his way in. Gets his own rebound and puts it back. He was fighting underneath.
He's the guy who has shown the most fight in this game. He got away a little bit with a push-off on the first one. But they've been letting them play. That's a good thing.
13 points, 12 rebounds for Aflakpui. Jakowski for 3. No good this time. Mormon with back-to-back defensive boards. How about him bringing it up the floor, going right toward the basket. Leaves it for Alston. Shiz Alston open for 3. No good.
Well, the crowd was ready to erupt right there.
It seemed like he had to think about it before he took it.
Very hesitant.
Tough pass to the corner, corralled by Washington. It's good.
Rose took a chance, and it didn't pay off. He left Washington all alone for that steal.
57-45, the largest lead of the game for Penn. is 13. This is a 12-point lead. Alston trying to get a little daylight, curls to the basket, leaves it for Aflakpui. That was a tough pass and catch.
Great pass by Alston. Alston's having a little trouble because of the quickness he's facing in this game. Usually he's got bigger guys on him that he can blow by, and he's not doing that in this game.
And a foul by Aflakpui from behind.
That was number 24, Ernest Aflakpui. That's his second team foul, number 5, substitution.
This is the mistake that is made. He leaves his man who's in the corner, and when he does, he goes for the steal. And his man is wide open.
Oh, he's so good at picking pockets.
Well, he takes chances, right? You know, and when you look at stats, you say, well, he's got 3 steals. But it doesn't account for the times where he leaves his man like that.
Here's Washington with a catch and a shot, no good. And Alston with the rebound. It's a 10-point lead. Outlet pass to Pierre-Louis. He saves it. Now to Rose. Swings it to Mormon. Well, that's a good decision to sort of reset the offense. Pierre-Louis going right to the basket. Off the glass as he's leaning.
They're making acrobatic shots. Penn is making easy shots.
Pierre-Louis, a good defender, covering Goodman up top, and Goodman is fouled. That's the second on Pierre-Louis.
Well, he's working hard at both ends right here. Pierre-Louis had a very good play on the offensive end. We're going to show it to you. Left-handed player shoots it right-handed off the glass and made it acrobatic kind of shot.
Here's Aflakpui back in for Mormon. Broder is also back in. He came in just a moment ago for Rothschild. Nijakowski checked in for Simmons.
Well, now you got the shooting of the outside in Nijakowski and Goodman, and you got the isolation inside with Broder. This is their best offensive look for me.
Broder thought about a 3 and said Washington up top off the high screen. He doesn't take it, and the ball is juggled for a moment. Shot clock down to 5. Here comes Goodman. Leaves it inside, and Broder lays it in.
How about that? Those two guys, quickness and power.
There is a confidence that you can see from Penn that's carried over from the first half.
I think the deal with winning against Villanova, winning at New Mexico, a couple of players injured in this 4-game losing streak, but they do not look like a team that's going to lose 4 in a row. Take a look. Goodman, Broder, all day long. This is a very interesting juncture. I am not leaving him on the bench if it gets to 6 points. If I am Coach Donahue.
Yeah, it's one of those where you know he's a smart player. You can let him try to fly for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Right.
Alston made the first free throw. Alston 91%, 88% career free throw shooter, which is tops in Temple history. He makes both. It's an 8-point game.
Full court pressure. Let's see if they try to trap. Penn prepared, as you would expect from a Donahue team.
Silpy and Woods up top. Woods cut off by Aflakpui.
He's got the driving lane here.
Yeah, he does. There was some separation. Silpy for 3. It's good from the right sideline. And the lead is back to 11.
How about the drive and dish, huh? How about Silpy coming off the bench as a senior, knocking him in?
Averages 6 points. Here's Aflakpui. He's got a career high 19. He's tied his career high in rebounds as well. Nijakowski has it stolen from behind. Perry with some quick hands.
They are letting the ball get in front of them and coming from behind in the press.
Alston for 3. Got it!
You got to be kidding me.
That was probably the hardest shot he took all day.
That was from Broad Street, brother.
62-56, 2-possession game. Long's going to check in. The next stoppage of play.
Crowd becomes a factor in a game like this.
And Broder goes right past Aflakpui, got that extra step and was able to get past him.
They clear areas, don't they?
Yes, they do.
It is not frequent that a Penn player drives to the basket and sees help.
Alston fadeaway jumper. That's just not an easy shot with Broder on him. Here comes Broder, length of the floor, has it knocked away by Rose. Out of bounds, saved by Temple, picked up by Washington. Floater is good.
Fortunate.
Yep.
On the spot. Washington, only a freshman. It's kind of one of those silent guys that's very efficient in his play.
Fred Dunphy's team has had a couple of runs in this half. They cut it to 4 early on in the second half. And then Penn was able to get some offense going. Now they've cut the lead to 6, and Penn's got the offense going again as Alston with a fadeaway jumper.
Well, that was a difficult shot. He had to bounce the ball a bunch to get to that spot on the screen.
5:20 to play, second half. Broder swings it to the corner. Wojciechowski for 3. It's short. Rebound by Perry. He doesn't have the same hot hand.
Yep.
Here comes Alston. Pierre-Louis for 3. A little too soft. They've had some open looks.
The problem is, late in the game, you get a little fatigue in the legs. And when you shoot from very far out, you need to bend your legs even more than normal. Little lactic acid buildup.
Washington catch and shoot for 3, no good. And Aflakpui has a career-high rebounds. That's 13.
Wow.
What a game he's had.
He has been spectacular.
Alston to Aflakpui going in. Oh, the rim blocked it. He got his own rebound, and then he's fouled.
That's fatigue, my friend. Aflakpui going all the way to the basket. Didn't have it. Barely got off the floor. It was tipped a little bit right there.
Substitutions for Penn. They bring Goodman long into the game.
Okay, so Goodman's been out less than 3 minutes, and he's back in the game, and it's 8 points. I thought I'd bring him in with 6.
Here's Rose off the catch and the float. It's no good. He was too short. I'm surprised that wasn't a shooting foul, by the way, Bob.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Broder got a piece of it.
.410 to play. Anxious moments with Penn on top 66-58. Woods thought about a 3. Shot clock violation as it was winding down. I don't think Woods realized it.
I don't either. Steve says fine. Yeah.
All right, so Washington will inbound. Here's Woods in the paint. Cut off. Wong for 3. Good. That is a huge 3.
Great execution. Great confidence. Steve Donahue talked a little bit about these 4 losses and how he wanted his players to shoot freely because of the confidence or the lack thereof.
Pierre-Louis can't convert, and Aflakpui. Oh, no, they're going to call Broder on the foul, it looks like. They're going to call Broder for that foul. 69-50.
He had 14 in the first half and has been kind of non-factor here in the second half.
Broder and Goodman both with 4 personal fouls for the Quakers. 3.5 to play.
Donahue has managed Goodman's fouls very well, I think.
Here's Alston, tough shot, no good. Washington with the rebound.
Broder walled up right there, and Shiz Alston gets the steal.
Finds Rose. Rose heading toward the basket. Finger roll and a foul.
Little spark right here by the Owls. Body language not great, though. Shiz Alston thought he was fouled, so he comes into the play from behind. He and Rose connect right there. Team up for 2.
Rose's first free throw of the day. And it sidewinds off the back of the iron. A little full court pressure by the Owls.
Spacing important. Passing important.
Boy, a near steal by the Owls.
Boy, they come from behind well,
yes,
don't
they do.
problem is when you come from behind, if you don't get it, lots of times you're giving up an easy shot.
Shot clock down to 5. Shot clock at 2. Wong for 3. And it's no good. And Rose rips down the rebound.
Wow.
The big possession right now offensively for the Owls. Alston lost control. It's a loose ball. I think he could have dribbled it again.
I do too. Penn's going to get it.
Yeah, they're going to say that Alston was out of bounds on the sideline. That's 9 turnovers for the Owls. He thought he would have been called for a double dribble. I think he could have kept dribbling. Just lost control of the ball.
This is the end of it where he's trying to screen people off, and you can see his foot is out of bounds right there when he's got his hands on the ball.
69-60.
Use of the clock important now. Precision passing and cutting.
How about that? They switched roles. It was Broder to Goodman.
That is a thing of beauty, my friend.
71-60 as we hit the 2-minute mark here in the second half. Pierre-Louis, I don't know how he got control of that ball as he was running through the lane.
That's the second time he's driven to his right with a left-handed player.
1:45 to play. How do you play this if you're Temple? I mean, do you just play good defense at this point?
Yeah, you got to play your man. And right now they're not doing that. Again, wide open. The guards are looking at the pass when it goes to the high post. Right here, an easy cut. You can see Rose gets caught up on top. You can't follow the ball with your eyes. You got to just stay between your man and the basket.
Pierre-Louis with a drive, a spin, and off the glass, it's good. And a timeout called by Fran Dunphy. 71-64. 1:28 to play in the second half. Give us an idea.
Beat Michigan. So that's the old hack-a-shack kind of thing.
Yeah, 6 of 8 today are the Quakers. And that ball knocked away. Another steal for the Owls. Aflakpui puts it on the deck. Here comes Pierre-Louis going right to the rim. And another tough shot. That makes it a 5-point game.
He's made 4 baskets in the last couple of minutes. Got a foul here. Foul him.
Broder was the one you wanted to get. Washington, maybe Woods too. Woods is not the best free throw shooter. He's at 50%. They're going to let him go, though, for the time being. The handoff goes to Goodman, knocked away, gets it back. Here's Washington. Somehow he kept his foot down. Silpy for 3. Got it!
Wow! You talk about execution. That ball was moving. 5 guys touching it.
The shot no good off the back of the iron. Here comes Washington. He's just outrunning everybody to the basket. Lost it. Silpy will get the rebound, though.
Great hustle by Silpy. How about that?
A lot of fortuitous bounces for Penn today. A lot of hustle plays for Penn today.
A lot of experience in three-point shooting for Penn today.
74-66 with 27 seconds to play. Devin Goodman, who's been playing with 4 fouls over the last
4.5.
Easily, yep. First time to the free throw line.
He's played a great game. Both ends of the floor. Defense on Alston. Offense running the show.
This is the money shot right here to make it an extra possession.
Penn is not a classic team in the sense of one point guard gets all the assists. They're all good passers. It's a 5-man deal on offense with them.
And a timeout call by Steve Donahue. All right, so this is Temple has 27 titles. That's the most. And Penn is looking for its 13th Big 5 title. Pierre-Louis will head toward the basket. Instead, swings it to the corner. Alston's 3 is blocked. Aflakpui cleans it up and lays it in. And now a timeout called by the Owls. You know, around the country, people may not understand. Penn inbounds. And, of course, full court pressure by the Temple Owls. And Wong is fouled by Mormon. 3 seconds go off the clock. Wong 71% from the free throw line.
You never want to say it's over. I had Marquette and Creighton this 2 weeks ago. It's the most remarkable ending I ever seen. 0.6 was left, and Marquette was behind by 3, and they tied it, and then it went to overtime, and they won.
That was an incredible game. Marcus Howard was incredible.
He had 53 in that game.
Well, 77-68. This will make it a 4-possession game. It does not. It's a 3-possession game, but only 13 seconds left. Temple has to hustle. Alston double teamed. They're not going to have enough time.
No. I like the soft trap. Very, very sound.
Pierre Louis inside for Aflakpui, who lays it in. 3.7 to play. Last time Penn defeated Temple at Temple was 2001. Steve Donahue congratulates his mentor, Fran Dunphy. His team has clinched at least a share of the Big 5 title, the first one since the 2001-2002